Hi YouTube. It is really cold where I live right now. I've been thinking about what I wanted my next video to be about, and I decided that today I would do kind of the obligatory prepper or survival video that all the channels about these things do, and that is my EDC, my everyday carry. I'm gonna go through my things, try not to dwell on one thing too long, but I'll show you what I carry every day and how I think it's useful and how I think it's smart to carry and how I try and keep it down as far as weight and bulk. So we got a good old view of the workbench here, and we're going to start with the first item, which is what I carry inside my coat with me at all times, and that is a good pair of gloves. These are mechanics gloves. These are just the 4X, and I really like these because these are a bit warmer than the Impacts. Worn these out in the cold, and they do a decent job. I just like them because they fold up very small, they're very durable, and they're machine washable. These ones only cost me about 25 bucks, and you can find most mechanics gloves at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Next thing I carry in my coat pocket almost always is my fire kit. A means of making fire is very important. I keep it inside of a char tin, so that way I could make char cloth, and if you don't know what char cloth is, you can go look at Dave Canterbury's channel and he'll talk to you about it. I keep a piece of bike inner tube stretched around the opening to it because bike inner tube is so very useful. This is just like a great stretchy, strong material. You can take bike inner tube and you can cut it up into pieces and use it to seal like your Zippo lighter or anything that, you know, has a wraparound opening. You want to stretch this around, it'll give you a water resistant barrier. Inside I keep just 2 pieces of char cloth. I don't carry much char cloth, and sometimes, you know, this isn't even in here because really in a survival situation I'd rather have more modern means to start a fire, like a Zippo lighter. I have some sewing needles in here too, and some fish hooks. But yeah, I'd rather have a more modern way of starting fire in a real emergency. It's quicker, it's easier, and really it's good to know the primitive ways to make fire, like using flint and steel or char cloth and those kind of things. It's great to know those so that way you can either use them primarily and save your modern means for when you really need it, or you can use your modern means and when it runs out, you know the primitive method. So it works either way, in my opinion. These are just some canvas needles. Got some fire tinder and some jute, some punky wood, or I'm sorry, some fat wood, ferro rod with some duct tape wrapped around it. I found that Gorilla Tape doesn't really start fires as well as just the cheap, shitty duct tape. It actually burns much better and is easier to catch on fire. And a little small pocket knife, a little small pen knife, just for if I need to strike. It's got a pretty good striking edge on the nail file edge. So, fire kit. I think it's a good thing to have. Even if you live in the big city, you know, fire is always an important emergency thing to have. Makes a good conversation piece too if you want to talk to somebody about it. You'd say, hey, yeah, you want to see me make a primitive fire for our barbecue here, Bill? You'd be like, what? Yeah, I'm going to start a fire without an open flame. Everyone there will be very interested. You may even receive applause. Next thing I carry in my front pocket is a diamond sharpener. This is an 800 grit, and I'll do a video on sharpening knives, at least some of my opinions on sharpening knives. I feel that for most situations, an 800 grit stone is going to do just about everything you need. You can use that to get your blade razor sharp. So, now we get to my pants, what I carry in my pants. Well, first thing would be the cell phone that I'm filming this on. I have a Samsung Galaxy S3. It's a pretty good phone. In that same pocket that I keep my phone, I actually have a special carrier that I handmade for myself. I have this special carrier that I made. I slip my phone in this little pouch. And then over here, I have an extra magazine for my firearm, which I'll get to. And this helps keep things organized in my pocket so that they're not all jumbling around. Because if you have a loose magazine in your pocket, it's going to like work its way sideways and it's going to look bulky in your pocket and it's not going to feel very comfortable. So I handmade this. It's not very good at all, but really it has lasted a long time. I made this about a year ago. I had one edge start to fray here because I made this out of floss this is when I first started hand sewing things, and so it was a learning process. This isn't very good, but honestly it has held up and it makes my pocket organization a lot better. And even though it doesn't look nice, nobody sees it because it's inside a pocket. I carry a pair of headphones in there too. You know, I mean, if I really needed to, I could use this as cordage. It also works as an antenna for my phone because it works as an FM radio. So I can use this as the antenna portion. Moving over to my right pocket in my jeans, I carry a Leatherman Wingman. This was a Christmas gift, and I like it a lot. It doesn't have all the tools that I necessarily wish I could have. Like, it doesn't have a good saw, but for being a Leatherman, it is pretty darn cool. It is pretty good. It holds a remarkable edge. It's got, you know, standard tools. You can look up the Leatherman Wingman for yourself and find out. It's just got some basic tools. And on it I have a little key ring attached with a ferro rod. Yes, I carry like 2 ferro rods on me because they're incredibly useful. I really like these things. And I have some more duct tape on there. And I carry some bank line. This is about 12 feet of bank line, number 36, which can be separated into 3 other strands. So it's like 36 feet of cord there, which I like. It's really sturdy. In here, I have a little secret that I think anybody with a Leatherman Wingman should do. In the scissors portion, if you open this up, there is just a slightly deep enough recess in there that you can carry a canvas needle. And it works great when you break this cordage down into thirds. You can sew just about anything, and it just fits right in there. And it doesn't obstruct the scissors from closing at all. They close completely. Little life hack for you. Next item from the right pocket would be my keys. And on here I have I have a few tools on here that I really like. One of them is I have these 2 Allen keys, and these I have found to be the most common sizes of Allen keys for firearms. I unfortunately don't know what the numerical size of these are. I just found these keys floating loosely in a toolbox of mine. So if you find that there's a common size between your firearms as far as Allen keys go, I recommend you carry those with you because these are useful for multiple guns. Then something very important I think everybody should carry is a pair of nail clippers. So there's that. I have a bottle opener that's also got some wrench bolt heads on it. Next we move to the small change pocket on my jeans, and in there I carry a Bic lighter. This is the second Bic lighter that I carry, with electrical tape wrapped around it. Also in there, I do carry a small fold of Gorilla Tape. Lastly, in the change pocket, I carry 2 just emergency bullets. Oh, wait, there's something hidden in there. I also carry a little tiny button compass. Moving to the back pocket, I have clipped to the edge an Opinel. And now some of you think, wait, clipped? Opinels don't have pocket clips. Oh, wait. Mine does. I added this myself. I had a very old, very useless stainless steel crappy knife. It was a semi-serrated knife. I don't like semi-serrated knives. I think serrations, I have not found any good use for serrations, and you'll notice that the Opinel does not have semi-serrations at all. It's a very nice straight carbon steel blade. It's got a 90-degree spine, great for ferro rods. It's got locking mechanisms. You just twist this and it'll lock. Very good knife. Very sharp. Holds an edge so well. I've carved wooden spoons with this and still been able to shave over every piece of the edge with it. In that same right back pocket, I have my wallet. And in here I carry my cards. And I have a pencil. This is a paper clip that one of the ends I actually sharpened so that I could use it as a fishhook if I wanted. I carry several sewing needles in here. Various uses for those. Some money. Got a hairpin, which, you know, I can pick locks. I have picked locks with a hairpin. Maybe I'll do a lock picking video, how you can open a master lock, one of the key ones, with just a hairpin. Tiny Phillips screwdriver. In here, I have my concealed pistol permit, and I also have hidden in here some bandages, and actually a nice piece of belt sand, a belt sand or sanding paper piece here. You can sand metal with that. I also have another small sewing kit in here, like one of those hotel sewing kits you get. Moving to my left back pocket, I have this handmade handkerchief cut from a white t-shirt. It's a little bit bigger than a standard handkerchief. And inside of it I have folded a piece of leather. This is just a nice piece of suede that I tore off an old JanSport backpack. And this is really actually a great piece of leather for stropping knives, I've found. And inside there I have a quart-sized Ziploc bag. Survival is always on my mind, and I try and make sure that I have as many useful items as possible without, like, bulking myself up. This seems like a lot, but really, you can hardly tell that I carry all this stuff. Moving on, inside I have an inside the waistband holster, and that houses my XDS. This is in .45. I probably would have gone with 9mm. I think 9mm is a very good caliber, but this was a gift. And I'm not going to turn down a gift firearm, and really this is just a great carry weapon. You know, .45 and 9mm, they both work very well. I may not be able to carry as much, but it's still a great carry firearm. Inside my jacket pocket I carry extra magazines. I've got a 5 and a 7 round. Some part of everyday carry that people don't think about are just the clothes on your body. So usually I'm wearing this coat. I carry some pens and pencils. I'm usually wearing this coat. I really like this coat. It's from Vans. It's half polyester, half cotton, and I found that polyester is a great material for staying warm. I actually really recommend Vans clothing. It's really good stuff. I've worn it for years. I have jeans that I'm wearing that I got from Vans that are upwards of almost 3 years old, and they don't have a single hole in them, and the crotch is still holding up too. My everyday boot wear has been these guys. These are Echoes, ECCO. I don't know what the name of the boot is, but damn is it awesome. It's got some decent tread on the bottom. I wouldn't go mountain climbing with them, but for an everyday shoe, these are very versatile. I take care of the leather on these and I waterproof it with dubbin. I'll do a video on leather care and leather waterproofing and things like that. But anyway, I use dubbin on these, and it works great. It's so very nice. I can hike with these, I can work in these, or I can just be casual with these. I can just leave them loosely opened and wear them comfortably around the house. Something in wintertime that's good to carry is a good hat. Keeps your head warm. An important everyday carry for people with corrective lenses, I think that a lot of people neglect, is your glasses. I never go anywhere without my glasses. They're always on my person. I wear contacts too. But when I'm wearing contacts, these are in a very thin case in my pocket. I think one of the last things I'll talk about is just a good leather belt. This is the belt that I wear. It is a Blade Tech. Blade Tech. It's a really nice belt. This is a gun belt. It's got a reinforced layer of some type of plastic that runs through it. It's got 2 layers of leather, very nice thick leather, and then a layer of plastic inside, and that just, when you have this cinched up, this is a very rigid belt. It's great for carrying firearms. So, going through all of these things, I know plenty of people are going to think, that is so much crap to carry. And you know, my girlfriend gives me a hard time for all the stuff I carry, but really, the way I have it packed, it's great. You can't tell. It's nice and thin. All the things I carry are slim. You don't see it. I don't have my pockets bulging. I don't have my pants weighed down or my coat pockets weighing down one side or the other. It's all balanced, and that is the key to an everyday carry, is making it work for you. Don't let people make you change what you carry just because they think it's goofy. Generation Y especially, please consider what you carry every day. If you're of age, you should be carrying a firearm. I know many people my age are discouraged from getting involved in anything that has to do with firearms, and this is ridiculous. I live in Washington State, which isn't a terrible state for guns. It's pretty good. It's not the greatest, but honestly, living here for a long time, it's real easy to work within the law. People in your 20s, don't be afraid to get involved in firearms. If you haven't done it yet, learn about it. Find someone who knows about firearms and ask them every question you can. Learn. Get someone to teach you. You can learn so much by talking with someone who's smarter than you. I also want to thank the few people who have subscribed to me. I think I have 7 subscribers now. That's really cool. That's great. I've got a handful of people who are watching my videos, and I've got people who... I've got a few comments on them. I have 1 or 2 likes. I think I have a dislike. That's fine. People don't have to agree with what I say, but I'm happy that they're watching. So thank you to my subscribers. As always, please be safe, be smart, and educate yourself.